Title: A black woman was unjustly humiliated at a jewelry store, but when the millionaire owner saw her, he immediately fell in love. But before we conutine, please comment below where you are wacking from. In the vibrant streets of Lagos stood Eternalux, a jewelry store known for its opulence, exclusivity, and clientele of the rich and famous. It was the kind of place where sparkling diamonds met even sharper egos. That's where our story begins, one fateful afternoon when two lives from vastly different worlds crossed unexpectedly. Amina was no stranger to hard work. As a social worker in her community, she dedicated her days to uplifting others, often putting herself last. Today, however, was different. Her younger sister, a medical student, had just overcome a grueling year, and Amina wanted to surprise her with something special, a token of pride and love. She stepped into Eternalux, her heart racing slightly. The store's interior glittered with polished floors, crystal chandeliers, and rows of glass cases filled with treasures worth more than her yearly salary. Her simple yet elegant encre blouse and comfortable flats stood out starkly among the designer outfits and luxury handbags of other customers. The clerk behind the counter, Claudia, immediately noticed Amina. Her sharp, scrutinizing eyes raked over Amina's modest appearance before her lips curled into a condescending smile. "May I help you?" Claudia asked, her tone suggesting anything but helpfulness. "Yes," Amina said confidently, ignoring the weight of the clerk's judgment. "I'd like to look at a necklace for my sister." Claudia raised an eyebrow. "Our pieces are exclusive," she said slowly, as if Amina couldn't possibly understand. Amina's smile tightened. "I understand. I'd like to see that one, please," she said, pointing to a simple yet elegant gold pendant with a small emerald at its center. Claudia hesitated, clearly annoyed, but retrieved the pendant. As Amina held it delicately, imagining the joy on her sister's face, Claudia snatched it back. "This is over 2.5 million Nigerian nairas," Claudia said loudly, her voice echoing through the store. A few other customers turned to stare, some with amusement, others with pity. Amina's heart sank, but she steadied herself. "You don't know what I can or cannot afford," she said firmly. Claudia smirked. "With all due respect, madam, perhaps you'd be more comfortable at a store, better suited to your budget." Before Amina could respond, the store doors opened, and in walked Zain Adewale, the enigmatic owner of Eternalux and one of the wealthiest men in Nigeria. Dressed in a tailored suit that screamed sophistication, he had an aura of quiet authority that silenced the room. Zain's piercing eyes scanned the store and landed on Amina, who stood frozen in a mixture of anger and embarrassment. His gaze shifted to Claudia, and his sharp instincts told him all he needed to know. "Is there a problem here?" Zain asked, his voice calm but laced with an undercurrent of steel. Claudia's face paled.
"No, sir.
I was just assisting this customer." Zain's lips twitched into a humorless smile. "It didn't sound like assistance to me." He turned to Amina, his tone softening. "I'm Zain Adewale, the owner. How can I help you today?" Amina hesitated, but something in his gaze reassured her. "I was looking for a necklace for my sister, but it seems I've come to the wrong place." "Not at all," Zain said smoothly. "You've come to the perfect place." He gestured for her to follow him to a different display. As Zain personally showed her a selection of necklaces, he couldn't help but be captivated by her presence. She radiated grace and intelligence, and her quiet resilience intrigued him. "This one," Zain said, holding up a stunning piece with a delicate emerald centerpiece, "matches your description perfectly. Elegant, timeless, and meaningful." Amina's eyes widened. "It's beautiful, but I'm sure it's beyond my reach." Zain shook his head. "Consider it a gift, from me to you and your sister. No price tag can match the value of what you're doing for her." Amina blinked, overwhelmed. "That's too generous." "I can't." "You can," Zain interrupted gently, his eyes locking with hers. "It's not just about jewelry. It's about recognizing something priceless. Character, love, and strength. And you embody all of it." As Amina left the store, necklace in hand, Zayn found himself unable to focus on anything else. He had met countless women in his world of wealth and status, but none had captivated him like Amina. She was a breath of fresh air in a life that had become predictable and shallow. Over the following weeks, Zayn found reasons to reach out, checking if her sister liked the necklace, inviting her to a charity gala at the boutique. Each encounter deepened his admiration for her. She was witty, passionate, and unafraid to challenge his worldview. For Amina, Zayn was a revelation. Beneath his polished exterior was a man of depth and compassion, someone who saw her not as a novelty, but as an equal. Slowly, their friendship blossomed into something neither had anticipated. Their relationship became the talk of Lagos, drawing praise and scrutiny alike. But the real test came when Zayn invited Amina to accompany him to a high-profile gala. The whispers and judgmental glances didn't bother her. She held her head high, knowing she belonged by his side. During the gala, Zayn made a heartfelt announcement. "We often value the wrong things: wealth, status, appearances. But meeting Amina reminded me of what truly matters: kindness, courage, and love. She didn't just change how I see the world, she became my world." Amina's eyes welled up as Zayn took her hand. In a room full of glittering diamonds, it was clear that the brightest gem was the love they had found in each other. Their story became a legend, not just for its romance, but for how it challenged stereotypes and redefined what it meant to value people beyond appearances.